Sagittarius, this is your week ahead astrology forecast by Astrology Motivation from Born Without Boundaries. In these weekly videos, I review the major planetary aspects and transits of the week, and I let you know how they're going to be aspecting your natal sun and what that means for your bottom line. All you need to understand these videos is to know when your birth date is. Everything else I will translate for you. I'm going to start out really broad with the big stuff, the charts of the week. And then I'm going to focus that down into Sagittarius specific information. And then I will break everything down into the 3 decans of Sagittarius. A decan is a group of 10 degrees. There's 3 in every zodiac sign. It helps astrologers understand, groups of suns based on where your natal sun is, what aspect is forming to it this month to other planets. So that's going to help me understand how you're being impacted in comparison to other Sagittarians. And you'll see it's not going to be the same for all of you. It's just not. So let's get into the big stuff. So most of this week, at least up through the 9th, September 9th. Oh, sorry, this is the week of September 5th through the 11th of 2023. I got all my notes written down here. You know I got my notepad. It's basically through the 9th. Through the 9th, Mercury is conjunct the sun. Mercury retrograde conjunct the sun. And that gives off sort of an aha moment. A moment of, oh, okay, now I see it. Now I get it. Now I understand it. That's through the 9th. And then we have a beautiful day on the 11th because the moon is going to conjunct Venus on the 11th. It conjuncts Venus in Leo, and Venus is going to be sextile to Mars. That is a very romantic, very sensual, sexy energy day, and it could be very beautiful for a lot of love affairs. All week long, we have Jupiter trine the sun. We also have Jupiter square to Venus. This is very optimistic energy. It's very decadent energy, but it's very joie de vivre. It's very enjoy life and let life be and just take pleasure in it. So it's a high contrast really from the last couple of weeks where there's been a lot of intense emotional or disruptive energy. We're not going to see that this week. So there's a little bit of enjoy yourself, let yourself sort of breathe and like relax this week because that's the energy. Mercury retrograde conjunct the sun through the 9th will also be says a square to Pluto, which means there will be some agitation, insights into what needs to be changed. In terms of the world at large, information may come out. This could be very disruptive, but it's also a sense of enlightened. Right? Things come into our consciousness and makes us realize what needs to be changed. And with that placement, with that aspect to Pluto, change is going to come. We have Mercury retrograde. By the end of the week, some tension starts to build because Mercury retrograde goes into opposition to Saturn, as well as the sun moving into opposition with Neptune. So leading up to the end of the week into next week, that is going to be more of a contentious week where there will be a lot of disruptive, 2 major disruptive energies again. But right now, this is just sort of, it's not the calm before the storm, because even those energies can lead us to a higher consciousness if we are able to be more self-aware. But ultimately, they are a lot more nagging, a lot more trying, and a lot more disruptive. But this week, not so much. We also have Venus trying to Chiron again. She was trying to Chiron while she was in retrograde, and now she's moving back to more mid-Leo, and that's going to put her once again trying to Chiron, where she is able to heal our personal perspectives of ourselves, heal our value systems, maybe even heal our financial systems, heal our own ability to love who we are and appreciate our own personal sense of value, and heal from our challenges and find harmony and grace because of what we've been through, because of how we've suffered, because of what we've learned from those experiences. So this is actually a really nice week where a lot of nice energy comes. I just say enjoy it. Let's talk a little bit about how this will impact Sagittarius specifically. So I look for two things. I look to your ruling dignitary, which is Jupiter, and then I look to Sagittarius. What's going on in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius? Nothing's really going on in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius, nothing big. And with Jupiter, we just have positive stuff. We have a square to Venus, we have a trine to the sun, and through the 9th, we have a trine to Mercury retrograde. So honestly, this is really a nice frickin' week for you. It really is. It's really beautiful energy for Jupiter. You're going to feel a lot of optimism, positivity, this sense of things clearing up. Of course, the decadence is there. Yes, Jupiter is square to Venus. So there's a sense of watch your decadence because that could trip you up. But overall, Sagittarius, this is lovely energy. This is lovely energy that's sort of in the backdrop, seasoning all of your energy. So even if there are hardships that come up, you'll still find you'll be optimistic. You'll be more positive than you normally are to handle them, and maybe even more capable of handling them because of that increased optimism. Let's talk about the decans. If you know that your natal sun is between 0 and 9 degrees Sagittarius, it's in the first decan of Sagittarius. It's in the first group of 10 degrees. And you are Sagittarius ones. This correlates to November Sagittarians, basically. Anyone born between, say, November 22nd and December 1st would be a Sagittarius one. Your natal suns all week long are sextile to Mars. This brings a great deal of physical prowess and vitality. It brings increased energy. Definitely get into your body when this is occurring because it will feel good to do so. It could also be increased sex drive, virility. It's definitely a time when you will take more chances, but they will work out for you. You could also see a great deal of progress going on this week. Now, through the 9th, you're going to have a little challenge when it comes to Mercury retrograde. You have a square, your natal suns are square to Mercury retrograde, will just exacerbate that retrograde energy. So even though it's a good time to get into your body and you have this beautiful vitality about you, it's not the best time to sign paperwork or make any commitments or take tests or even give interviews. It's a good time to initiate things and then let the universe bring it back to you. It's not the best time to it's not the best time to make any important decisions. I think mostly what this is going to do, to be honest with you, is just cause like little hiccups. It's going to intensify the Mercury retrograde energy for you. So the phone might fritz out, the tire might pop on the car, like all of those stuff will be more exacerbated this week. It'll be very frustrating energy, maybe super frustrating because that Mars wants you to just go, go, go. But that's more about getting into your body and really enjoying that extra kind of energy with your body. You also have a long-term sextile to Pluto, which means change and vitality. You're going to be very formidable. I'm telling you right now. There's just so much about you this week that people are going to be like, whoa, I'm not messing with there. Let me open the door for Sagittarius 1. That's going to kind of be your mentality here, even though there could be irritation and frustration with communications and Mercury retrograde crap. You also have that square to Saturn, which has been going on all year long, and it will continue all year long. And that's basically contention when it comes to feeling restricted, but it is also a square, which means it's there to motivate you, to push you forward and push you outside of those rules, laws, regulations, commitments. All of that stuff is meant to motivate you so you can release energy and actually improve your situation. And this could be a great week to do it. Just an FYI, Sagittarius 1s. Let's go on to Sagittarius 2s. If you know your natal sun is between 10 and 19 degrees Sagittarius, you are Sagittarius 2s. So that correlates to birthdays between December 2nd and the 11th of December. pretty intense week, actually. Your natal suns are trine to Chiron and trine to Venus, while Venus is trine to Chiron. So there's a lot of healing when it comes to your own personal desirability, your sense of beauty, maybe repair with the way that you're looking, or a great time to do some self-love and beauty care for yourself. It's also a great time to fix romantic issues or situations, heal stuff from the past, and improve what's going on right now. An intensely romantic and cathartic week of love and joy and beauty and grace kind of coming back in your life, especially after you've learned the hard way with that trine to Chiron. You will, however, need those energies. You have a long-term quincunx to Jupiter, which is really just optimism that's spurring you in the side and saying, let's grow, let's expand, let's get going. And it could be, in some ways, this sense of overindulgence or over-decadence, especially with Jupiter square to Venus. That could be causing you a little bit of pain. That would definitely be it. If you just pull back on those indulgences, you'll get to enjoy yourself a lot more. There's also a semi-square to Pluto, which is long-term. Once again, this sense of formidability about your character and intensity, and like needing to take action, feeling pushed to take action all year long. This is a really powerful energy to have about your character. This week, however, your natal suns up through, from the 9th, from September 9th on, so the end of the week, your natal suns are square to Mercury, and they're also square to the sun. Now, watch out then, especially at the end of the week, because then Mercury will be in opposition to Saturn, the sun will be in opposition to Neptune. There will be a lot more intense energy that's messing with you and fucking you up, especially when it feels like, information that you haven't heard, or different kinds of mechanical failures, or different kinds of believing things when you shouldn't believe them, and being disappointed in terms of the way that you expected things to go. So end of the week could be quite a lot murkier than the beginning of the week. So I would enjoy the beginning of the week and get anything important done then, but you will have a square to the sun all week long, which could see you butting heads with it being more egotistical because you're more egotistical, or butting heads with other egos. It could also be a sense of being challenged constantly, or feeling like your self-worth is in question. It could intensify your need to demand your way, which could cause also struggles and challenges. So I would definitely say, do what you're going to do and enjoy yourself in the beginning of the week. By the end of the week, be in a much more restful position where you're not going to be so intensely put upon by those mechanical failures or those communication breaking down. All of those things could really get in your way by the end of the week. Just an FYI. And then we have Sagittarius 3s. So if you know that your natal sun is between 20 and 29 degrees Sagittarius, you are Sagittarius 3s. This correlates to Sagittarian birthdays, say between the 12th and the 22nd of December, right up to that Capricorn cusp. Capricorn cuspers would be the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, maybe out to the 20th. Your natal suns are in a long-term square to Neptune. This intensifies when Neptune becomes opposite the sun at the end of the week. There will be much more distraction and much more confusion about who you are or how you appear to others. It could also make you a lot more vulnerable to be deceived and to buy into stupid shit. So just understand that as you proceed toward the end of the week into next week. Just an FYI. Your natal suns for the next couple of months, about 5 months, your natal suns are going to be trine the north node and sextile to the south node. And that simply means that you're sort of getting more comfortable with where your future is headed, because there's so many opportunities that you're embracing where you've come from, so that you can start reaching out and reaching into the unknown spaces. So this would be a couple of months that are sort of transformative for you as you get comfortable, find yourself getting more comfortable with things that you didn't used to be comfortable with. There is a quincunx to Uranus, which is long-term as well. This quincunx to Uranus will be like a spur in your side, and the spur in your side will come from anything that makes you feel like your personal identity or individuality is being interrupted or denied. There is this sense of wanting to be your own person more and be more independent and make your own rules, that kind of energy. That's over the next couple, I think that's basically for the next year, to be honest with you guys, or maybe a little bit longer. So then we have this week, a sesquiquadrate, quadrate, or what I call a sesquare, to Venus conjunct the moon. It's about 130 degrees between your natal suns and Venus conjunct the moon on 9/11. And I say this because it's a beautiful day for Sagittarius twos. But for you guys, it's not that it's not a beautiful day, but it is more frustrating. There is a little bit more, this is why I want to change things. It's almost more inspiration and get after this, or clarity with what you really, really desire, and frustration with where you're at, as opposed to Sagittarius twos, who it's just really going to be lovely and very romantic and ooey gooey for. You guys really need to accept, like almost be vigilant in terms of be objective about what you notice on that day, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your personal looks, how you feel about your financial situations. This will be more emotional for you, and the emotions will come to the surface. Let them, so that you understand what you have to work on in terms of those value systems, attractiveness, what appeals to you, your own sense of personal worth, and your own sense, personal value. So you let me know in the comments below how all these energies are impacting you. Don't forget to like this video if you've liked this video. And if you really like this video, share it with people that you think would like it too. Then come on over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot for your week ahead tarot card reading. And don't forget to subscribe before you click off. I love you guys. See you in the videos.